Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to
8 minutes of bizarre US geography facts.
Number 31. The state Kansas is actually flatter than a pancake. Scientists actually tested it.
pancakes
They
were
compared a
made.
pancake surface to Kansas, and Kansas was flatter. Not completely flat everywhere, but if you zoom out, it's smoother than
I
breakfast food.
wonder what's
Cows out
life
number-
like in Kansas.
I don't know, but that's such a random thing to do. Like, why the fuck would anyone compare Kansas to a pancake? Like, what? People just wake up one morning, oh, I wonder if pancake is flatter than Kansas. Now, what is like to live in Kansas? I don't know. It's just like living anywhere else. The only danger is those fucking tornadoes. That because it's so flat. I don't...
For people in some states. In South Dakota, for example, there are about 4 cows for every person. Rhode Island, the smallest state, could fit into Alaska over 420 times. Rhode Island is tiny, and Alaska is huge. You could fit 420 Rhode Islands inside Alaska's borders. Maine is the closest state to Africa. A tiny part of Maine sticks out so far into the ocean that
Wow, I would not have guessed that Maine is the closest state to Africa. Wow.
it's actually closer to Africa than Florida is. If you went straight east from there, you'd hit Morocco faster than from Florida. The southernmost point of the US isn't in Florida at all. It's in Hawaii. Florida's pretty far south, but Hawaii goes
Okay, and Florida is continental, southernmost point.
even farther. On the Big Island, there's a place called Calais. That's the southernmost point in the
What about
whole
Puerto
USA,
Rico?
and
Good question. I guess Hawaii still may be southern.
it's closer to the equator than any other state. A chunk of Minnesota is only reachable through Canada. There's a part of Minnesota at the very top called the Northwest Angle. It's cut off by a lake, so to get there, you have to drive through Canada and then back down.
Oh,
Even the kids there
wow.
go through Canada to get to school. You can see Russia
Oh,
Really?
That's odd. Very odd.
That is odd.
from the USA. There are 2 tiny islands, one in Alaska, one in Russia, just 2.5 miles apart. You can literally look across the water and see another country. And the craziest part? Russia's island is almost a day ahead in time because the international date line goes right between them. The United States has every kind of
Oh,
climate in the
shit,
world.
that's
Tropical
crazy.
rainforests in Hawaii, freezing tundra in Alaska, deserts, rainy forests, prairies, you name it. The US got it all. There's a library straddling the US-Canada border. The Haskell Free Library sits right on the line between Vermont and Quebec. Half is in the US, half in Canada. You can enter from one country and leave through the other.
That
Inside,
is so cool. I would
What?
like to visit.
So
I
is-
would like to go.
Is there a border check?
Truly, I want to go because I want to get the maple syrup and pancakes.
I've never seen this before. So what, is there like a border check in the library?
there's even a line on the floor showing the border. Alaska's coastline is longer than all other 49 states combined.
The line
Alaska
could be
has
more
about
sophisticated. It looks like this
6,640 miles
tape.
of coast and over 33,000 miles if you count all the bays and inlets. That's more seaside than the entire rest of the country put together. A piece of Kentucky is trapped inside Tennessee. In the far southwest corner of Kentucky, there's
No. If we did this video before doing the quiz yesterday, we would have gone into Alaska, right? Because it said more seaside, sea shoreline or whatever than the rest of the country combined.
I don't have that much hope in us.
There's an odd oval-shaped land called the Kentucky Bend, or Bubble Land. It's cut off from the rest of Kentucky by the Mississippi River. The only way for the dozen or so residents to reach other parts of Kentucky by land is to go through Tennessee. They even have Tennessee mailing addresses since they rely on Tennessee for access. A part of Washington
Wow.
state sits in Canada. Point Roberts is a little peninsula at the tip of Canada's British Columbia. It belongs to the US, but it's below the Canadian borderline, so it's isolated. To visit Point Roberts by land, you must drive down from Canada because it's not connected to Washington's main landmass. It's a strange little American exclave surrounded by Canada and water. Hawaii
Who's
has
there?
interstate highways with nowhere to drive out of state. Yes, Hawaii, an island state, has highways called interstates. You can't drive to any other state from Hawaii. It's all by itself in the ocean. So it seems funny to have
Wouldn't that
interstates.
be
They
cool?
exist for federal funding and connect major parts of the islands, but they don't leave Hawaii. Alaska has over
I guess, yeah, they just use it for funding. Interesting. It's probably... Oh, that's funny.
3
Wow.
million lakes. Yes, millions. While Minnesota is called the land of 10,000 lakes, Alaska has way more, over 3 million. Some are small tundra ponds, some are huge. If you visited one lake every day, it would take you thousands of years to see them all.
Oh.
Texas has only one natural lake. Despite
Wow,
Texas's
we're behind.
What do you mean?
Like we're behind of seeing all the lakes.
Oh.
giant size, almost all of its lakes are man-made reservoirs. The only naturally formed lake of any size is Caddo Lake, which Texas shares with Louisiana. Maryland has 0 natural lakes. Surprisingly, every lake in Maryland is man-made. They were created by dams or digging. Maryland is the only state where all the lakes you see on a map were built by people, not nature.
Wow.
Lake Superior is
Wow.
huge enough to cover a continent in water. It's the largest Great Lake by volume. Lake Superior holds so much water that it could cover all of North and South America under 1 foot of water. You can dig for diamonds in
Wow.
Arkansas. Arkansas is home to Craters of Diamond State Park, the only diamond mine in the world open to the public. Anyone can go mining and keep any diamond they find. People have discovered some large diamonds there just by digging in the dirt. Landlocked Wyoming has over 30 islands. Wyoming is nowhere near an ocean, but it still has many islands in its lakes. Yellowstone Lake and Jackson Lake in Wyoming
That's
contain
actually
dozens
pretty cool.
The islands?
of named islands. So even a state with no seacoast can have islands of its own. The smallest
has
town in
vibes.
the U.S.
I
has
like
a
that.
population of 1. Monowai, Nebraska, is an incorporated town with exactly 1 resident. It's just a lady named Elsie, who's the mayor, librarian, and bartender all by herself. She pays taxes
Why
to
is she-
herself and is the only person living in the whole town. The Statue of
Why?
Liberty's island
She wanted it.
Why? I need to hear a story. I need a YouTube video on her. I
She
need to
probably wanted
write that
it.
down in the notes. I'm adding it to the Discord. We need
is in
to
a
see
different
that.
state's
I want to
waters.
understand
Liberty
why.
Island, where the Statue of Liberty stands, is officially part of New York, but it's surrounded by the waters of New Jersey. This means when you take a ferry to visit the statue, you're crossing a state line. 2 states, New York and New Jersey, both lay claim to Liberty Island in different ways, which has caused friendly quarrels over who can put it on their state quarter or license plates. Tennessee and Missouri each
it's
border
New York. Everyone associates that with
Yeah.
New York.
8 other states, the most neighbors of all. If you look at a map, Tennessee and Missouri touch more states than any others. Tennessee borders Kentucky, Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia,
they're
Alabama,
friendly.
Mississippi, Arkansas, and Missouri. 8 states. And Missouri touches Iowa, Illinois,
That's
Kentucky,
okay. Listen,
Tennessee,
that can be a quiz question for something. Is
Okay.
landlocked?
Arkansas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska, also 8 states. Part of California is below sea level. Death Valley, the lowest point in North America, at 282 feet below sea level. It's a scorching desert depression. If you put a giant tube from the ocean to Death Valley, water would flow inland and fill it up to sea level. It snows in Hawaii. Hawaii is warm and tropical at the beaches, but its tallest mountains like
Beautiful.
Mauna Kea and
I
Mauna
think
Loa
it's super beautiful where it snows, where it's also beachy vibes. That is so beautiful to me.
are so high that they get snow. In winter, the tops of these volcanoes are often white with snow, even while surfers enjoy warm waves down below. The entire state of Wyoming has only 2 escalators. Believe it or not, there are only 2 public escalators in all of Wyoming. Both are in the city of Casper, inside Banks. Wyoming is a big state in size, but
Wow.
it has a small population and mostly 2-story buildings, so they never needed many escalators. One state has a
I guess
What if you're handicapped?
there's no mall. Well, if you have handicap, you use elevator.
Ah.
Escalators are usually in the malls. I guess there's no mall in the whole state, or all malls. I guess 1 floor.
perfectly round border. The top part of Delaware is a curve called the 12-mile circle. It's a nearly perfect arc border between Delaware and Pennsylvania, drawn with a radius of 12 miles from a courthouse in Newcastle, Delaware. This is very unusual. Most state borders are straight lines or follow natural features, but Delaware's northern border is a big curve. Alaska has sand dunes like a desert. In Alaska's Kobuk Valley National Park, there are large sand dunes, some up to 100 feet tall, that look like a slice of the Sahara plopped into the Arctic. In winter,
Oh,
they even
so
get covered
random.
in snow. The
Aw.
world's tallest tree lives in California. A giant redwood tree named Hyperion in California's Redwood National
Wow,
Park
how
stands about
beautiful.
116 meters tall. That's taller than the
Wow.
Statue of Liberty. These redwood
That's
trees are so
tall.
high that if you look up,
Ooh,
you can
can you
barely see the
imagine if
top.
it falls?
Hyperion's exact spot is kept secret to protect it, but it's the tallest known tree on Earth, right here in the U.S. The capital of Vermont has no
Wow,
McDonald's.
beautiful.
Montpelier, Vermont, the smallest state capital, is
Wait,
the only U.S.
I
capital
don't-
city without a single McDonald's
Why?
restaurant. Montpelier is a tiny capital with a population under 8,000 people, so they just never got one. Most of America's volcanoes are in Alaska.
Not enough population. Would it make financial sense to have McDonald's?
The U.S. has around 170 active volcanoes, and Alaska has about 130
What
of
about for ice cream?
America has that many active volcanoes? What?
them. Many of Alaska's volcanoes are along the Aleutian Islands and erupt every so often, usually in remote areas. While Hawaii and the
Wow.
Pacific Northwest have famous volcanoes, Alaska is the volcano champion of the U.S. by sheer number. If that blew your mind even a little, you know what to do. Subscribe.
Not too much fun facts about Florida.
Not one about Florida. Yeah. Interesting video though. A lot of information. Very quick going. Yeah. Cool video.
Not too much on Georgia either.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. And as always, share as much kindness as possible.